We ask that you silence all cell phones and other communication devices. A reminder that in order to ensure the safety of our actors, no flash photography is permitted. In case of an emergency, please make note of the exits in the four corners of the main floor. Please also be aware that there is no food or drink allowed in the theater. However, refreshments will be served in the lobby during our 15-minute intermission. Thank you all for coming, and please enjoy this never-before-seen production of The Marbles in Our Heads.
Decided I was worthy of the best therapist that government money can buy.
Make yourself comfortable.
Oh, I intend to.
Let me start this off by introducing myself a bit, so we can get to know each other.
Isn't this supposed to be about me?
Yes, but if we get to know each other better, then our conversations will go much smoother, so it's not like you're just talking to some stranger.
But that's exactly what I'm doing.
If you give me a chance to talk, then we can fix that. Sound good?
Fine.
Thank you. My name is Jane Aker, like I'm sure they told you before coming here. I graduated from the University of Michigan majoring in psychology, and then I stayed there and got my PhD.
How'd you end up in Minneapolis then?
I met someone, fell in love. We moved here a couple years back after we got married. He's from Minneapolis.
Wow, I didn't peg you for the marrying type.
Why not?
Because most of the therapists I've met are old, single, and pretty much out of touch with reality, which is kind of ironic if you think about it.
Well, sorry to disappoint. So, you've seen a therapist before?
Oh, loads of them. But I shouldn't have to tell you that. I'm sure everything you want to know about me is in that little file on your desk.
I didn't read it.
Well, I don't feel like recounting my entire life to you, so how about you do your job and read it? We can skip to the part where you analyze me and tell me how I'm living my life wrong. Okay? Sound good?
So how was your week?
My week?
Yeah, your week.
Average?
Nice use of descriptive adjectives. I really feel like I'm getting to know you better, Alice.
Funny.
Getting better.
So are you gonna read it or what?
If that's what you want.
Sure.
Alice Barker, 17, born July 14th, 1984 to Kathleen and Evan. This is the second time Alice has been ordered to see a therapist, but the third time she has sought therapy. The first was when she was 8 years old. She had been admitted to Abbott Northwestern Hospital on the night of August 18, 1992, after police were called to the Barker home by Kathleen Barker. Upon being admitted, the medical team at Abbott Northwestern concluded it to be a case of domestic violence and child abuse. Evan Barker was arrested, and Kathleen and Alice were moved to a shelter. Alice was offered professional help for 2 years while living there.
Professional, keep in mind, is a subjective term.
Okay, moving on. At the age of 14, Alice was taken into police custody on the morning of September 24, 1998. She had assaulted a teacher, and under the discretion of the principal at the time, Henry Hoggood, the case was handed over to the police for investigation. Due to Alice's past history of abuse, it was required that she attend therapy for at least 6 months to clear the charge, along with 6 weeks of community service.
I can explain that. Turns out assault is also a subjective term.
On the night of December 17, 2001, Alice was admitted to Abbott Northwestern after she was found in Lakewood Cemetery by police personnel. She was ordered to seek out therapy by police in lieu of possible charges that could have been pressed against her. The next day, at around 4 p.m., she was found passed out in her home. After examination, it was ruled an attempted suicide. Well, this is remarkably unhelpful.
What?
So you're a traumatized kid. Easy. But I could have figured that out the second you walked in the door.
Yeah, okay, Jane.
The cocky attitude, the I don't give a damn demeanor, the thick file. You couldn't be more stereotypical if you tried.
Is this supposed to be therapy?
I'll get there.
You know I just tried to kill myself, right? I feel like this is not what you're supposed to say to someone who just tried killing themselves.
You didn't try.
Are you for real?
Yes, I am.
I downed 2 containers of pills.
You're still here, though.
Yeah, not for lack of trying.
That's what I'm saying, though. You didn't try.
This is ridiculous. I'm not just gonna sit here and listen to you summarize my life into some neat little box that you can check off. You don't know anything. This is just another waste of my time.
So why'd you do it in the afternoon?
Excuse me?
Why do it in the afternoon? I mean, I'm assuming your mom works, right? Single mother, struggling to make ends meet. She has to have a day job. So why do it in the afternoon when you know she's coming home?
Thanks for the tip. I'll try that next time.
But seriously, if you had done it in the morning, it would have been hours before she came home and found your body and been able to take you to the hospital. You'd be in the ground right now.
Morbid much?
Funny coming from someone who just tried killing herself.
I thought you said I wasn't trying to kill myself.
Good point. Now, I want to talk about your family.
That was predictable.
Thank you, I try. We're going to do an activity of sorts.
Exciting.
I want you to close your eyes, and I'm going to ask you to think of a memory from your childhood. I can give you a few minutes if you won't need it, but I'm going to ask you, I want you to tell it to me as if you're telling it to your best friend. Who's your best friend?
Fiona.
Okay, that was easy. I figured you didn't have any friends. I'm kidding, but let's try. Close your eyes. I want you to think of your least favorite Christmas. Think of why it was your least favorite. Who was there, what gifts you got, what the tree looked like. I can give you a couple. Okay. Now, tell it to me, or to Fiona, rather.
Okay.
There's so many.
Looks like somebody was good this year.
Are these all for me?
Every single one.
I'm gonna go make some coffee.
Alright, but hurry up so you can watch Alice open some presents. And make me a coffee too.
Can I open them now?
Go for it.
So we'd gotten through almost all the presents. I didn't really like any of them. There was absolutely nothing from my little wish list that I'd mailed to Santa. But I didn't want to act ungrateful, so I acted as excited as possible with each present. The guy got me socks, and he would have thought it was a puppy.
So, is that why it was your least favorite?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a little more to it. The entire time I was opening these presents, my dad just sat there looking so pleased with himself. I'd open a present and see that it was something stupid like a little pink purse and think to myself, this scumbag doesn't know the first thing about me. I mean, even back then I had in my head that he didn't know me. I was young too, like it was easier to play along when I could just tear him apart in my mind. I had one more present left after that.
One more left, kiddo. Make it last.
It's a doll.
I had put on a show for about an hour and I couldn't do it anymore, especially with that doll. I hated dolls. They're so boring, I never got the point of them. Anyways, I realized I wasn't looking excited enough, so I tried to cover, but he noticed.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Now don't lie to me. I can tell you don't like it. But that's okay. You know what? I'm not surprised. Why would you like dolls anyways? You like people. Why would you want to carry around some doll when you could be having a conversation with someone, huh? Alright, let's go outside. I think I saw some snow flurries. Come on.
What are you thinking about?
How much that pissed me off.
Why did that piss you off?
That loser didn't get a single thing right that Christmas. Every present that I opened was pure disappointment. Not because they weren't great presents, but because there was virtually nothing that I liked. But that's not what made me mad. I mean, I kind of took pride in the fact that he completely screwed up. I already had a decent amount of pent-up anger towards him. I'd seen him hit my mom a couple of times, so the fact that he had absolutely no idea how little he knew his daughter, the fact that he just sat there with this smug grin on his face, thinking he had nailed every present, it made me happy. He was an idiot. That made me happy. But then he said he understood why I didn't like the doll. And he got it exactly right. He pinpointed such an important part of my personality. And I guess I realized that he did know me. As much as I could try to deny it or push it out of my mind, that was my dad. It was easy to believe that this smug narcissist was a terrible father who didn't care about his daughter and could hit his wife, but Then he said that. He left 2 months later.
You didn't have a chance to pick up the milk, did you? Jane, can you look up for a second?
What's up?
Well, do you want to talk?
I don't want to talk about that.
I didn't mean about that.
Then what do you want to talk about, Devin?
I don't know. Anything. Let's just have a conversation. We don't do that much anymore.
Fine, but you talk. I'll listen.
I'd rather hear from you.
I don't have much to say.
Well, how's work going? Get any interesting cases?
I signed a confidentiality agreement, Devin.
Come on, I never stopped you before.
Well, now's this time as good as any to start being a professional.
Fine. Then let's talk about something other than work.
And what else is there to talk about?
Jane, you're not even trying right now. Just talk about anything.
I'd really just rather hear from you.
Fine. I ran into Kyle at the barber's.
Kyle who?
Kyle Murphy. Do you know any other Kyles?
Yes.
Anyways, I guess him and Kathy are trying to have a baby.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is. We used to talk about having a baby.
Do you really think it's a good idea for us to have a baby right
It used
now?
to be a good idea.
Keyword used to be. Where are you going?
Somewhere so I don't have to keep doing this.
Doing what? Us? Typical.
Jane, I am trying to figure this out. The more you refuse to speak to me or even look at me, the further away we are getting from being us again.
No, Devin, we stopped being us a long time ago, and you have no right to blame
I'm
me.
still with you, aren't I? I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Where are you going?
Somewhere where I don't have to look at you anymore.
Let me go.
It's my turn to go, Devin.
No! I'll go.
Hi. Sorry, baggage claim took 1.5 years, and then I couldn't get into the hotel.
Oh, it's okay. Oh.
What is this?
I wrote it for you.
But what is it?
It's how I feel.
Are you breaking up with me?
No! No. God, no.
Okay, good.
Just read it.
Okay. My heart is a ball of fire. You are such a failed English major.
Shut up.
It says to turn around. Why would I?
Jane,
Oh my
I
God.
love you. Let me finish.
Sorry.
Well, that's pretty much it, but you didn't have to cut me off.
I'm sorry.
But seriously, I love you. I swear to God, every single day when I'm walking to work, I pass by couples waiting for the bus or the train, or they're just walking around in the park. Every day, I see so many different people in love, and I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for them because they don't know you. They don't know me. They can't possibly understand how much I love you. Nobody will ever understand except for you.
I love you.
So, can I take that as a yes?
You have to ask it.
Oh! Will you marry me? Jane?
Hold on. I'm thinking.
Picture you having to think about it.
Well, there's just a couple of things. I mean, don't you think it's weird that you're asking to marry me and I haven't even met your parents yet? I mean, we're in Minneapolis. Couldn't we just take an hour out of the weekend and go visit them? I'm sure your high school buddies wouldn't mind.
Come on, I told you. My mom, she wouldn't even be able to hold a conversation with you, let alone remember you the next day. And I don't expect my dad to come around anytime soon.
I know. I'm sorry. I just think it's weird because you met my parents on the second date.
Yeah, that was weird.
I'm sorry I'm close with my parents. But what if someone sees me wearing the ring? How would I even explain that?
Well, to wear the ring, you'd have to say yes.
I just want to make sure that we're not rushing into this.
Want to know a secret?
If you tell me you're a woman, I don't know if I'll be into that.
I bought this ring 6 months ago.
But we've only been dating for 7.
That's my point. I'm not rushing into anything. It's all up to you. I'm that guy telling college students to be careful drinking, but seriously, guys.
So does this mean I won't be seeing you at Theta Chi tonight, Mr. Aker?
No chance in hell. Have a good weekend, then.
Devin, can we talk?
No, Carly.
Are you kidding me?
Only if it's about the paper.
Really, Devin?
Really.
Fine. We can talk about the paper. How many pages is it supposed to be again? Oh, also leave your wife.
Jesus, Carly. Lower your voice, please.
No, I'm pissed off.
Join the club.
What happened? It seemed like everything changed in a matter of 1 week.
I love Jane.
Doesn't mean you can't love me, too.
You're naive, Carly.
And you're mean.
You're delusional.
I'm delusional? Pretty sure I have a good grasp on how much of a jerk you are.
Well, what did you expect? Haven't you seen the movies? Haven't you read the books? This isn't supposed to work out. We aren't supposed to be together. You need to get over it.
Yeah, because it's that easy. Don't act like I'm insane for feeling the way I do. I know you feel the same, Evan.
Get over me.
Will do.
Hey, Carly, can you wait up for a second?
Yeah, sure. What's up, Mr. Aker?
Well, you know how you struggled on the last paper?
Yeah, I vividly remember.
Well, I was thinking if you wanted some extra help, maybe we can meet at that cafe in Grove tomorrow and work through my edits.
That would be great.
Awesome.
Is there something else?
Oh, no, sorry.
It's okay. I'm used to men being obsessed with me.
What?
Well, it's pretty obvious, Mr. Aker.
I was just trying to offer you a way to bring up your grade.
Oh, and I can help you bring up a lot of things. Extra help? Come on, I'm not a child.
Carly, that is not it.
It's
Oh,
fine. Don't worry about it. I'll see you tomorrow.
Wait. Maybe we shouldn't meet.
Come on, obviously I'm just joking. Lighten up, Mr. Aker.
Jesus, Carly, you gotta watch how you talk to people. What if I was Dr. Edwards? You know, he would go right to administration with a comment like that.
Well, it's a good thing you're not Dr. Edwards then.
Yeah, good thing. Anyways, I'll let you get back to, whatever it is we're doing.
I was just going to head down to the cafe. Are you busy? I did have a couple of serious questions I need to ask you.
No, I'm not busy.
Great.
Oh, shoot, actually, just remember, my wife is having dinner tonight. I should probably get home.
Okay, no worries. I can just email you the questions. See you tomorrow. Oh, and thanks for the offer. I really do appreciate it.
Anytime.
Last year. Her parents had died a few years back and she had tried to kill herself. They stuck her in the same group I was in, the troubled teens. It was all a bunch of crap though. The guy who led the group was a quack who looked like he collected stuffed animals that he called his friends. You know what I mean?
He looked crazy himself.
Definitely. Wait, I'm not crazy though.
Go on.
Anyways, we sat next to each other. At first she didn't talk much. I talk a lot. I wasn't a fan of talking about all the crap that's gone wrong in my life, but I love to tell stories.
I can see that.
Yeah, but after a couple of sessions, I stopped talking because this weirdo would just try to analyze me and my stories. And I was like, I'm just trying to liven the place up a bit. Doesn't mean I have ulterior motives brought about by early childhood abuse. You know, everyone in your profession thinks they know every detail of my life. You guys are a bunch of know-it-alls, but you don't know anything most of the time.
Oh, and you know everything there is to know about me and my profession?
Good point. Anyways, back to my story. So I stopped talking after a couple of sessions, and that's when Fiona and I started talking, because she never talked. We would whisper while everyone meditated or some crap. It made me laugh a lot.
Had you had a best friend like this before?
Of course I did. What kind of question is that, Jane? I'm not a loser.
I'm just asking.
I've had plenty of friends in my lifetime, but this was different. I mean, I thought about her all the time. I'd actually start to want to go to the sessions, and every time I saw her, I would just smile like an idiot. She made me really happy.
Were you in love with her?
Definitely. I mean, I didn't even know I was a lesbian. I had boyfriends before.
Well, maybe you're bisexual.
Maybe, I don't know.
So, then what happened?
Well, I could tell she was in love with me too.
How could you tell?
I could just feel it. I don't know, aren't you married?
Yeah, I am.
So you know what it's like.
Sure.
Yeah, so we started seeing each other a lot, you know, outside of the sessions, even though technically they don't allow that. But we had to see each other. We just meet up at different places. She had a car, so it was easier.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was. For the first couple of months.
Oh. Then what happened?
She got really depressed again. I thought it was my fault, but she told me it wasn't.
Did she try and get help?
Well, she had me. I would always try and help her, and she'd been on antidepressants for years. Or so I thought. Found out she stopped taking them. I kind of freaked out at her.
Why?
Well, I could see her falling apart, and she was so amazing when we first started dating. Like, you should have seen this girl. She reminded me how amazing living could be. I wanted her to go back to that. It's hard being with someone who's incapable of being happy. But she had the antidote, and yet she refused to take it.
This must have taken a toll on you.
Yeah, she was really depressed, and she stopped calling. She wouldn't visit as much. I saw it coming.
Was she going to break up with you?
No.
Then what did you see coming?
Her killing herself.
I'm so sorry, Alice.
So am I.
This is my favorite place growing up.
You can see the stars so clearly out here.
It's beautiful. You know, I was kind of nervous to take you here.
Why?
Well, it's just kind of I don't know. I just never taken anyone here before. Like,
well, I'm
ever.
honored.
No, I just didn't want to mess anything up.
Mess what up?
Well, I don't know. When I come here, it's usually when I'm about to be done. You know when your mind is going a mile a minute and you can't figure out how to shut it up?
Yes.
Well, the only way I've been able to shut it up is to come here. It probably sounds stupid, but
It doesn't.
I can lay down and make it so all I can see is the stars. And then it's almost like,
There's so much more. It's a large evening.
yeah, exactly. It's like the only way to get through is to believe there's so much more than just me.
I love you.
I know.
Were you with her?
No, Jane. Are you gonna ask me that every time I come through the door?
When you come stumbling in at 3 in the morning like some kid in high school? Yes. I'm not this girl, Devin.
What do you mean?
I've never been this girl. The girl that's stressed about everything you do, the girl that's nervous when you're not by my side. Devin, I can't move and I can't breathe without thinking about it. Every day and night, I'm trapped in my mind with you and her. It feels like someone's choking me and won't let go.
I know. I'm sorry.
I know you're sorry, Devin. I knew you were sorry when you told me, and I knew you were sorry when you hugged me and I cried. Devin, I know you're sorry, but that doesn't automatically...
I know! You think I don't know that? You think I like watching you hate me? Every time I come into the house, it feels like there is this cloud that surrounds me. You can be upstairs and I can still feel it.
Well, I'm sorry that my pain is inconvenient.
Inconvenient? Jane, it's killing me. I can't look at you anymore without feeling it. Don't think your pain is invisible. It's consuming me, Jane. Every step, every breath, every thought, I can feel it. It's killing me.
You know what kills me? The thought of you kissing her. I can't get that stupid image out of my mind. I can close my eyes and I see us when we were happy. I see you kissing me and I feel how it used to feel. But now, when I close my eyes, I see her. She's there in those memories. I'm not.
I love you.
Is that what you told her too? I can remember when I was her, the one sleeping with her professor. I would have believed anything you told me. But now I'm on the outside of things. And this time it looks way more twisted.
It wasn't like that.
Wasn't it though? Tell me one good reason how this is any different than the way we started. I'll tell you. The difference is that I'm here and she's there with you. I miss how easy it was being where she is.
If I don't stay there
I'd like to leave with one last discussion. So, my duty is to leave you guys better than when I first met you, so if it hasn't happened yet, I've got one more shot. For the last time, Henry, you don't have to raise your hand when we have our discussions. We're all adults here.
Sorry. I was just wondering if these kind of toys are great.
No, chill. I just want you guys to leave here thinking about some things. So I'm going to tell you about this patient I had one time when I was first starting out. I had this boy come see me on a weekly basis. He was about 16, and his parents had admitted him about a month before I met him. He didn't talk to anyone at the hospital the entire month he had been there. He would sleep all day, barely eat, and keep to himself. It was an intimidating case to have at 25, coming fresh off of grad school. His name is Jonathan. Now, his parents would visit him every single day. Every time they would walk in the door, they would be more worried than the day before. It was honestly painful to watch.
How was he admitted in the first place?
He had stolen his father's car one night and drove into a telephone pole. He was admitted and questioned, but no charges were pressed. But it wasn't just a teenage boy being a teenage boy rebelling. Turns out he had taken the car every night for 4 months. He wouldn't do anything except drive around. When the cops asked him why he did it, he smirked and responded with, "I was trying to work up the courage to drive into a telephone pole." The medical team convinced his parents that he should be admitted full-time to utilize the psychological services we had. So that's what they did.
Why would he want to hurt himself?
I'm getting there, Jane.
Sorry.
So we started talking about school, and he would always mention this one girl, Lulu. I kept asking about her, and, well, one day he told me.
I remember exactly when it changed, right when I didn't expect it to, which, of course, is how it usually goes. There had been scattered conversations, occasional jokes directed my way, and I didn't think of her much. But then, I did. I thought of her more and more until she was all that I thought about. And it started when she smiled. Of course, I'd seen her smile before, but this time it kind of sparked something. I guess it was because I never felt like she had smiled at me before. But then, she had. We were just having a conversation, and yet she was looking at me more than she ever did. And I was doing the same. And that is when it changed. A year can change a lot of things, but that day hasn't changed my mind. While the idea of destiny and fate have always seemed like wishful thinking to me, I began to believe in a reversed concept. Instead of people being predetermined to show up and dramatically change the course of your life, I believe that who you encounter become a part of you. It's random, and it ensures that not only is each person's existence an existence never before fathomable, but also that the course of one person's life is formed in a way that could have never before been predicted. I remember that day like it was yesterday, but can't for the life of me remember who I was. She was my first everything, but most importantly, she was the first person to change me. And then she stopped looking at me. She moved on, and it killed me. There was nothing left in me. There was no purpose for me. There still isn't.
That's terrible.
But is it?
What do you mean? This kid is 16 years old and he's trying to land himself in the hospital because of a girl.
But isn't that also the beauty of it? See, my job is to return mental stability, so yes, the self-harm aspect was concerning. But I could fix that. What amazed me was how deeply he felt this love. He was 16 years old and he found something that most of us spend our entire lives craving. Now, some professionals would tell him what he felt was unhealthy, that he must change himself to feel whole again. But I disagree. I can teach you guys or my patients how to cope with depression or anxiety, but I can't teach you or anyone how to feel love. Nor would I ever want to. You're free to go.
This in Michigan?
Was what, Michigan?
This boy.
Yeah, he lived in this tiny town called Charlottesville, way up north. You probably haven't heard of it.
I grew up there.
Oh, I thought you grew up in Detroit.
We moved there after my sophomore year in high school. I usually just tell people I grew up there. It's a lot easier.
Oh.
I knew him.
Jonathan?
Yes.
Oh. That's strange. Did you go to high school together or something?
Yes, but it...
What is it?
I'm her, Devin. I'm the girl.
No, that doesn't make any sense. See, her name was Lulu. I remember it like it was yesterday.
That's what Jonathan used to call me. He always wanted to be in a rock band, and he was obsessed with that band, the Velvet Underground. You know, the one from the 60s?
Yeah, I know them.
Well, he was especially obsessed with the lead singer, Lou Reed. And he would always sing me Sweet Jane until I told him that I hated my name. So then he started calling me Lulu, after Lou Reed. But I can't believe... I had no idea that I did that to him.
You can't blame yourself.
I was 16 and stupid. I didn't know I meant that much to him.
It's Jane. It's okay. He got a lot better. And you may be. But I'm not surprised you meant that much to him. You're amazing.
We shouldn't. Not here, at least. I'll see you later.
Sure. Are you gonna be all right?
Yeah. See ya.
We were talking about Fiona.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you a question about your file that I was confused about.
Go ahead.
Why did the police find you at the cemetery?
I just wanted to talk to her.
To Fiona?
Yeah.
Then why did they arrest you?
Well, it's against the law to dig people up.
You were trying to remove her body from her grave?
Yeah. I had to see her. But she didn't look the same. Oh, sorry, the door was open.
Oh, don't worry. I was just doing some, work. Here, have a seat. I'll move.
You can stay, I don't mind.
Okay. Might as well. So, let's get started.
Am I gonna have to ask myself questions, or?
No. No, I'm sorry. It's just, I'm running on really low energy today, so I apologize.
It's fine. Why?
Why what?
Why are you running on low energy?
We aren't supposed to talk about me. It's about you.
I spent the past 6 weeks talking your ear off. Why not spend a couple minutes on you?
It's just, it's really complicated.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that I can handle complicated.
Well, it's my husband. I want to say that we're going through a rough patch, but it feels more like a mountain that we're never going to get over.
But you love him.
Yes. Well, everything's blurry right now. This is so unprofessional.
If there's any part of you that still loves him, you have to try. You have to.
I'm so sick of people telling me that, though. Love fixes everything. Love heals all wounds. Well, it doesn't fix the pit inside me gnawing at my stomach. Why do we teach people that love is the be-all, end-all? That it's the light at the end of the tunnel? I hate to spoil the world for you, Alice, but it's not. It's a temporary high that steals you from your problems until all you're left with is more problems, and your life is worse than before, and the only thing you have is pain.
I disagree.
Well, of course you would.
What, is that not surprising?
No, you're young.
So are you. And I had to watch the person I loved get put in the ground. You're never gonna know the feeling of watching the person you thought you were gonna spend the rest of your life with looking so cold and lost. Or when they close the casket for the last time and you just want to scream at them to stop. Or when they lower the body into the ground and you know you'll never see their face again. I'm not trying to have you pity me. I'm just saying, if there's any part of you telling you to try, you have to try. Because there's no amount of logic that will help you overcome regret.
Well, I definitely regret making this about myself.
We're all human. We've all got marbles in our heads.
Somehow it seems you saved me.
We need to talk. And not just you talking down to me and me taking it.
I'm sorry if I offended you, Carly, but I meant what I said.
See, I don't believe that, Devin. I think you got scared.
Scared?
Yeah, scared. You're scared of your wife finding out because we both know that if she does find out, then you'll actually have to be a man and own up to it. Then you'll have no reason to keep denying that this is what you want.
I'm not scared. I already told her. So your theory is a little bit off. Guess you don't know me as well as you presume to.
Oh, give me a break. Still doesn't really change it.
Excuse me?
You're still a coward. I'm sure you didn't tell her that you love me. I bet you didn't tell her how long you wanted to kiss me before you finally did. You don't have the balls to admit you love me. Not to her, not to yourself, and not to anyone else. You're a coward!
No. I'm sorry.
Sorry doesn't come close to being enough.
I know, but I don't think there's anything else I can say to make this better.
Why won't you be with me? And don't just say it's because you made a vow. That didn't stop you before, so don't pretend like you're just now considering it.
I can't give you an answer that you're going to be satisfied with. You're amazing.
Don't.
Please believe me when I say that, and I do want you. But I'm just not who you're supposed to end up with.
How do you know that? I don't believe in fate or true love or any of that crap. I want to be with you now, and I know you want the same thing. Let yourself be happy, Devin. Let yourself.
Nothing I say is going to make you feel better. I can tell you that it's complicated or that I don't love you, but none of it matters. I've made up my mind and I'm choosing her.
Okay. I'm not going to keep being pathetic.
You're not being pathetic.
If you ever...
I won't. And trust me. You don't want me to.
So, I guess I should switch out of sight?
Finish out the semester. You're actually doing really well.
Are we sure that has to do with my intelligence?
Yes, you're incredibly smart. Don't let anyone tell you differently.
Will do.
Excuse me? Do you think you could point me in the direction of the engineering building?
We don't have an engineering building.
Wow, I'm so stupid. What does ENG stand for then?
That stands for English. I'm assuming you haven't been here long.
No, I'm starting tomorrow. I'm going to be teaching music theory. I just have to grab a few more books from my office and I'll be pretty much settled in. I'm Jonathan Harris.
Nice to meet you, Jonathan. I'm Carly. So, why'd you move to Minneapolis?
A fresh start?
Sounds what I need right about now. Anyway, if you're headed to the English department, I'm on my way there now. I'd be happy to take you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. You're sweet.
And so it begins.
And so what begins?
You're going to fall in love with me.
No, I'm not.
No, trust me, you will. Follow me. Let's get you those books.
You know what? I'm all set. I think I got this one.
Okay, suit yourself. Nice meeting you.
You as well.
Special.
Same.
I found these.
Are those the divorce papers?
Yeah.
Do you want me to explain?
Do you want to get a divorce?
I don't know. I have in certain moments.
I get that.
Yeah, I had my lawyer send them over in one of those moments, but after I looked at them, it didn't feel as simple.
Well, I would hope not.
Devin, I don't know how to get past this. I spent years studying how to handle these situations with people. It's my job. And yet, right now, nothing feels that simple. It all feels really, really hard and sad and frustrating.
I just want you to be happy. And, well, I want you to be with me, but primarily the first thing.
And I only want the same for you, but what if we do get a divorce and we regret it? I can't spend the rest of my life regretting this.
I don't know the right answer. To be honest, a year ago, I couldn't even imagine this being a conversation we would need to have.
I know.
All I know is that I love you. I never stopped and I never will, and I want to be with you. Whatever mountains we need to climb, I'm there.
I just don't know if it's enough anymore.
What isn't enough?
Everything. Love. Promises. You. Look, I do love you. Don't think I don't, but I just haven't said it in a while because it's really hard for me to get the words out.
I know you do. You don't have to say it.
Can we get through this?
I don't know, Jane. I wish I did. I'm all in. It's up to you.
Ready?
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just wondering what you're all smiley about.
I met someone.
Like a someone?
Yeah, someone I like a lot.
Well, who is it? And how did you meet them?
Her name's Caroline.
And how did you meet her?
Well, I'd stopped going to the therapy group. It was too hard with Fiona not being there. But last week I just decided to go on a whim, and she'd started going when I wasn't there.
And you two hit it off?
Yeah, but I mean, it was more than that.
Well, how so?
Well, I mean, we didn't just hit it off.
What happened?
I kind of lost faith, you know, in finding someone else. But man, this was intense. I mean, I never thought I'd be able to connect with someone again. I thought I had my chance, and I lost it. I have all these early memories of me and Fiona, and we would just laugh all the time. And every time she would laugh or smile, I just couldn't stop looking at her. It was like there was this tiny person on my heart shouting, "You're in love, you're in love." I know that sounds stupid, but it's the best way I can describe it. And while that didn't go away, it changed. It was harder, and those moments were fewer and fewer. and then she was gone. And I never thought I would feel that way again. It's not that I've gone and replaced Fiona, it's not like that. And I'm not in love or anything, not yet at least. But for the first time in a while, it's not a total fantasy. It's not unrealistic. And just having that hope makes getting out of bed so much easier. I'm judging by your lack of response, you think I'm crazy. Oh wait, you already think that.
No, I'm happy for you.
Well, thanks. I'm happy for me too.
Oh, fine, if you insist.
All I need is an hour, I promise.
I promise I only need an hour.
You're gonna be the death of me.
Perfect, then I can steal all your money.
We both know that you make more money than me, so there's no need to murder me.
Well, you never know if I have some ulterior motives to get your money.
Oh, right, I forgot you were evil.
Yeah, good choice marrying me.
Come on.
You have to practice.
I can practice later.
Well, what part convinced you? When I said I was evil or when I said I was gonna steal all your money?
All of it.
Do you remember a month after we were dating and we were on the train?
Yeah.
And it started moving and I almost fell flat on my face.
Wasn't the first time and definitely won't be the last.
And you grabbed me around my waist.
Like this?
That's when it happened.
When what happened?
When I fell in love with you.
I'm so lucky to have been able to love you for as long as I have. Wait, maybe I should kill you and take all of your money.
You're an interesting man, Dovenaker.
Kiss me.
Well, never my dad, but my mom and I would come here. It was her favorite place, too.
It's so pretty here.
I know. I come here and everything seems easy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Anyways, we don't have to stay long.
We can stay as long as you want.
Well, I guess we're never leaving now.
Well, I guess so.
Have you started taking your meds again?
Are you seriously bringing that up?
No, sorry. Hey, when we get married, well, you know, if they ever make it legal, I think we should get married here.
Who says I'm gonna say yes?
Don't pull that crap with me, Fiona. You've been dreaming of marrying me ever since we met.
You have some confidence, don't you?
Only a lot.
Well, I guess if we got married here, it wouldn't be too bad.
Let's go get some food. I'm paying.
Well, if you insist, I'm not complaining. But you're gonna have to catch me first.
Jonathan? Jonathan Harris.
Well, if it isn't the one and only Jane Scott.
Aker. It's Aker now.
Oh, well, congratulations. He's a lucky man.
How are you, and what are you doing here?
Hey, you weren't the only one who was desperate to get out of Charlevoix. I needed a change.
So, what have you been up to?
I was in a band for a couple years, and it didn't really work out. But I don't regret it. I'm actually teaching music theory at the university here.
That's amazing, Jonathan.
Yeah, I'm happy. So, what about you? What have you been up to?
I'm a therapist. I work with kids mostly.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, I love it.
I have to get going. I was actually on my way to a meeting, but it was really, really good to see you. Maybe we could grab coffee sometime. I'm curious as to what you've been doing all these years since all I got out of you was your job.
I'd love to.
Great.
Jonathan, you look happy.
I am. Take some lessons, Lulu.
Hey, you put the milk in the fridge this time. But really, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What are those?
They're the divorce papers.
I thought you were gonna throw those out.
I'm not gonna throw them out, Devin.
So what does that mean?
I still think we should get a divorce.
Jane, we are going to work on everything. I don't think we should jump to a divorce yet.
I want a divorce, Devin. I love you.
That's bull, Jane.
I do.
This isn't making any more sense.
I know it's not, but I don't think there's anything else I can say to make this better.
You could explain. No, wait. That's not going to change anything. If you've made up your mind, maybe you should just go.
I can explain.
An explanation won't give me you.
But I want to explain so you're never just left wondering.
Okay.
This has been a fantasy. We fell in love and devoted our lives to each other, and I wouldn't change a second of it. Don't think otherwise, but it's been a fantasy.
What's wrong with that?
It's not real, Devin. Just because we love each other doesn't cancel out every other reason why we're terrible for each other. I have faith that there are better people out there for us. Not that we aren't good people, but there's people that will give us life and not drain it out of us. People that we can't even imagine existing until it happens. And not just these people that don't know how to be anything but miserable.
Did you meet someone else?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
So, what makes you so certain that there are better people out there?
I just know. If this is the last thing you trust from me, trust this.
Okay.
Can we get through this?
I don't know. I wish I did. I love you, Jane.
I know. I love you too. And I always will.
You deserve the world.
So do you.
but I prefer you. I prefer better, though I prefer you. I prefer you. We've gotta be meaner this time. With a ruthless mouth and a vicious mind. Maybe I'm bored, or maybe it's you. It might be good if we could be two. I prefer that, though I prefer you. I used to be sweeter, but I prefer you. I prefer better, though I prefer you. I
We'll be singing, girl, put your love